I am back with another analogy. If you don't know me, I love analogies. My brain loves analogies. I love to relate life to analogies. Analogies are my jam. They just make more sense for me. So I wanted to share an analogy today. So, I used to be a runner. I run a little bit, but in my past before kids, I ran quite a few half marathons and loved it. And then it just got more challenging once I had kids. And I really, really love working out at home, especially with my new workout space. So it's kind of something that I have to remind myself to do because I know it's good for me to be outside. I know it's good for me to leave the house, to get out. And so today was the day and I kind of had to push myself. So because of my past and being a runner, I'm kind of getting back into it. And I'm slow and I have to remind myself. So I'm in this mindset that I'm always playing with myself that if I walk, then I'm that it's like I'm not running and so it doesn't count and blah, 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 which is BS. It all counts. Okay? But I have all these thoughts that I'm trying to work through because I can't run consistently. So I'm kind of a run walker and that's fine. So as I'm having these thoughts go by, it was interesting to me because I saw this girl turn the corner. And at the time I was walking and she comes around the corner and she's running. And instantly my thoughts are oh, she's probably such a great runner. She probably never walks. She probably is just she probably has PRs all the time. My mind is just all these things and I'm walking. And then it was interesting. I really thought that was the last time I would see her. We were on the trail together. We had passed and I said good morning and that was it. And then what was interesting to me is I actually got to the spot that I was going to turn around to head back home. So I did, and I was actually running at this point. And guess who came around the corner? It was the same girl, and she was walking. She was walking and I was running. And it was so interesting to me to see how I had taken all these thoughts from just seeing that tiny, tiny glimpse of her running. And I thought, she probably never walks. She probably, is just amazing at everything. And it's funny how within, I don't know how many minutes, not that long, the situation was reversed. And to me, the analogy that I just kept thinking of is how we compare ourselves. And I know I have struggled with this and it's something that, I'm currently in the middle of comparing myself, and it's something that I think is natural and normal, but it was just a good reminder and perspective to me of we only see a tiny glimpse. And so I only saw that tiny glimpse of her run and assumed all those things. And I'm actually grateful that our paths, that we saw each other again and the roles were reversed so that I could really see this analogy. But I think so often, are we comparing ourselves in motherhood, in business, in all different things as a wife? I know these are all things that I've struggled with, and I'm just seeing a tiny, tiny glimpse. And I think especially I love social media. The majority of my business is on social media. I love social media. I love connecting with people, but I also know that we have to remind ourselves that what we see on social media is a tiny glimpse. It's a little square on someone's feed, or it's little stories, or it's, but they're just tiny little glimpses in the big picture. And we don't know that big picture. And so I just encourage you to pay attention to your thoughts and then just remind yourself, and again, I'm right in this too, but remind yourself that you're only seeing a tiny glimpse, that you don't know the whole story, and that there's way more that you're not seeing. So I hope that makes sense, but it was a powerful reminder to me this morning, and I wanted to share with you in case you are kind of feeling that same way with comparison. And just remember that what you're seeing is just a tiny bit of the big picture. So keep going. You're doing better than you think, and you got this. That's all.